Coming up on this episode of NPS Now, the new school year signaled a lot of new beginnings around the district. It was all hands on deck for the first ever Support Our Schools Day. And an amazing grant that will benefit NPS culinary students was announced. Later in the show, we'll take a look at how our school system addresses suicide prevention. All that and more next on NPS Now. Hello and welcome to NPS Now, your source for news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner. A lot of changes were in store as Norfolk Public Schools welcome back students for the start of a new school year.
As the 2019-20 school year kicked off, many students and staff members found themselves in new places and new positions. Over at the recently reorganized Lake Taylor School, students in grades 3 through 8 were quickly getting themselves acclimated to the different layout of the school. Everything went smoothly as staff members greeted excited students and helped them figure out exactly where they needed to go. Visitors on the first day were also happy to see all the great progress that had been made at the school.
Well, I just wanted to come and show some support. You know, it's one of our new innovations. I know the staff are excited. The parents seem to be really enthused. I saw the children walking in, getting out of cars, coming off of the buses. So I think it's going to be a great school.
I think parents were pleasantly surprised when they walked in. They were like, wow, the building looks really great. Teachers were on their doors ready to greet the parents. The kids are smiling. Everyone is happy. We're having a wonderful day here at Lake Taylor.
Across the district, there were several principals also enjoying their first few days at their new schools. Whether they were former assistant principals, principals from other buildings, or new to the district, these leaders were enthusiastic about the start of a brand new school year.
I'm feeling positive. I'm the biggest kid in the building, so I'm trying to let my actions speak for everyone else. And if they see me positive, walking around positive and smiling and saying good morning and just being who I am and not changing really too much and just being that great principal that I can be and leaning on my staff who are dynamic, and I'm just enjoying my first 2 days so far.
The students are excited about learning, excited to be back from summer break. So far, our parents have been amazing at making sure our kids are getting here. I was surprised about how smoothly everything ran yesterday. So everyone and all of the teachers knew exactly what they needed to be doing. All of the kids got home safely, so no surprises and just a smooth start to the year.
Culinary students received a huge welcome back gift from a local restaurant owner. Hugh Odom donated $1.1 million to revive the ProStart Culinary Arts and Restaurant Management Training Program at the Norfolk Technical Center and Maury High School. Odom, who owns 21 Golden Corrals in 5 states, feels this is a great start for the next generation.
I think that the restaurant industry is one of the last frontiers in America where students can make a great career for themselves if they just have serious determination and a willingness to work hard. So the point of my donation is to create a situation where we bring outside resources in and create a ProStart program that's not just bare bones, but is a first-class program, and we see if that can successfully introduce this program in high schools in underprivileged areas.
I think this is incredible. We're so appreciative of Mr. Odom and his wife Evie for making this generous donation to the ProStart program. It's going to provide our students with world-class opportunity for work readiness skills.
Specifically, it will help us to expand dual enrollment in this area, work-based learning, where our students can go on and do job shadowing, internships, and apprenticeship. But most importantly, they will have the funding they need to compete nationally and move on to be very successful in all that they do.
In addition, this donation further strengthens the school system's partnership with Tidewater Community College, where our students can take college courses and more.
If students actually complete their requirements here, they can go to TCC. They'll receive advanced standing credits, college credits. They're already coming in with at least 6 college credits, but also they can receive scholarships for attending Tidewater Community College.
This program will be implemented in 3 phases, and the instructors and students are hungry to get started.
Of course, some new equipment is always nice, a great curriculum through ProStart with new books and uniforms, being able to go on more field trips, maybe working with some supplies we normally wouldn't get to work with because of the budget, having students out on field trips. So there's a lot of great things that can happen with this money, so we're really excited about it.
Just days before the start of school, open houses at Fairlawn Elementary and Lake Taylor School drew large crowds of parents and students. At Fairlawn, staff members welcomed pre-K through 2nd grade students and let them meet their teachers for the new school year. Over at Lake Taylor School, students in grades 3 through 8 visited their freshly redone classrooms and spoke with their teachers. Both buildings underwent significant transformations over the summer, and parents and students alike were pleased with the remarkable changes. Norfolk Public Schools held its first ever Support Our Schools Day in late August to promote team building within departments and schools and create community outreach opportunities. Norview High School showed their support by hosting a Unity Fest with Norview Middle and elementary schools. Staff members from all 3 schools participated in activities designed to educate and bring them together before they headed out on a walk through the neighborhoods around their schools.
It's important that we build a bridge between the 3 schools, especially with this very short proximity. Yes, the principals, the 3 principals, we know each other. Our APs know each other, but our faculty and staff, they don't. So we needed and wanted to get together to build a better Norview school community as well as our Norview community of stakeholders.
The 3 schools coming together, elementary, middle, and high school in the Norview community, is fantastic. It's awesome. And for us to be outside, be in the community, says that we really do care, especially supporting the schools, the parents and the scholars, and city officials together. There's nothing that we can't do here in the greater Norview area.
The staff at Tanners Creek recognized the day by going out into their community to introduce themselves to parents and students and formally invite them to the school's upcoming meet and greet.
We came out to connect with the community, to meet the parents and the children if they're home, and just kind of let them know that we're willing to work and be a team. It's a team effort to educate. So we want to make sure that the parents know that we're out here and we're thinking of the kids, and we want to do the best that we can along with them to make sure that each child gets a good education.
Support Our Schools branched out to departments as well. The NPS Facilities Management team celebrated by learning more about the work being done by other departments in the district at their annual cookout.
Having fun, at the same time understanding how critical each department is to the district, and introducing ourselves, learning about each other and learning who's where, so when we see each other we can understand that this person does this, how can I support that, I do this, how can they support me?
Lake Taylor High School was full of energy as it hosted new teacher orientation. With the new recruiting system in full swing, the district has approximately 300 new teachers this year from various parts of the world, including Cuba, Asia, and Africa.
We're able to find and reach out to individuals across the world if they're interested in trying to come to Norfolk Public Schools. So the system is fantastic because it's an on-time, immediate system that allows access to the applicants as well as to our recruiters who are working to get them here to Norfolk.
It just tells us that diversity is accepted here, and then it's been promoted, which is a very good thing in the future of the children. They need diversity to accept and embrace the world in which they have been trained to go into.
With over 20 years of welcoming new teachers, this orientation is a great way to start a career with NPS.
This event is a wonderful opportunity to network, so new teachers have an opportunity to network with one another. Also, there's lots of activities planned for them, so they have an opportunity to learn about curriculum, what's going on in science, math, social studies, and all of the other areas. And so it's also professional development that they're gaining through this experience, and so it just prepares them to be ready to meet and greet their children on the first day of school.
Benefits is my big thing. Like, I'm here to sign up for the benefits, learn the new teachers that are in my school so that we can all come in and be like prepared together and have that commodity. Like, I know you can count on me for just the new teacher stress.
I really like it how it's not just like she was saying, the keynote where you're just sitting there and you get, sidetracked, but it's more in-depth and like hands-on experience with like 15-minute sessions, and it really helps like as like a small group, and seeing like the teachers having their perspective on things.
Over the summer, Lake Taylor High School hosted a senior festival to help members of the class of 2020 get a head start on the upcoming school year. Representatives from various universities and schools, along with businesses and the military, were on hand to speak with students about continuing their education or getting a job. This all-day event also enabled these rising seniors to talk with their counselors about their class schedules and goals for the year.
We've been walking around talking to different colleges and the different branches of the military, trying to see where I kind of want to go in life and what I want to do. Changing different things on my schedule, getting more AP classes instead of regular classes. It makes me feel more confident going into my senior year.
I tell you, I really feel excited that our students did come out and they're engaged, because I want them to know that we are very serious and we take their education serious, and we want to make sure that we have a plan for them upon graduation.
Rising sixth graders were given a 2-day crash course on life in middle school just prior to the start of the school year. The sixth grade transition program enables students to tour new buildings, learn how to quickly use lockers, adjust to a block schedule, and meet their teachers. At Norview Middle, parents were invited on the second day to meet the new principal and learn more about the transition to middle school.
Well, I was shocked because I had an oldest son who didn't have an orientation, so my son is enjoying it. He said that he learned a lot yesterday. I'm happy with it. I enjoyed the parent meeting to answer a lot of questions that I had that I wouldn't have to wait until the first day of school to find out about.
I think it's amazing because it helps them on their first day. They won't be so confused, and they'll have some kind of direction and structure. You have to be here a certain time, you have to go here a certain time, you have to wear this, you have to wear that, you need a locker for this. It's information that was needed, informative information.
Basically what we focused on was getting the students an opportunity to just learn a little bit about the school. They're super nervous about coming first time, sixth grader. So just getting them acclimated to the school building itself. They're excited, which shows that they're nervous, but it was just exciting just to see that they're excited about being here with us.
I think it's helped ease some of their fears about coming to scary middle school. They were a little nervous at first, but today they came in much more confident and ready to see what else that they didn't get to see yesterday. We just hope that they feel more confident about moving on to middle school and becoming part of our Norview Middle School family and being a Norview Navigator.
Norview Middle School welcomed approximately 60 students during late June and early July for this year's Junior University. This 4-week summer enrichment program is for rising 6th, 7th, and 8th graders and features classes ranging from math and science to college and career education.
It's a very fun and very well way to learn, and it's very useful. We learn stuff, but in a fun way.
It makes me feel great because then I know that I have those resources for next year. In my math class, I've learned most everything in that class already, so it's a good refresher for me. In science class, science is it's good. I like it. And then college careers, I don't have that at all, so I learned a lot in there.
I think it's watching the students learn new things that they aren't usually introduced to during the normal school year. And so they come here and they learn new things, they see new things, especially in science, one of the favorite classes for most of the students. So it's just being able to see that smile, like, oh my goodness, that aha type of look on their face.
Over 300 elementary age students spent 4 weeks of their summer having fun and learning at Camp Einstein. The camp challenges students through a variety of courses that emphasize problem solving, along with classes featuring STEM, sports, and the arts. During the final week, parents are invited to an open house so they can see what their children have been working on in camp.
It's great for them because it's kept them busy over the summer, but they love it. It's stuff they would really be interested in if they could do school without doing all the schoolwork, but it's awesome. It's great.
I've been doing coding, and we played with robots. We were doing myths and breaking them and see if they worked. And I did some competitions with other people in my classes. I really like going to camp, and if I just didn't go to camp, then my summer would be boring.
I get to do coding and robotics, which I really, really love coding. And I really love robots as well. And then I get to do like 3D art, where I got to make a mug out of clay, and I don't usually get to do that a lot in art class. It makes me feel really, really happy because as I get to do things that I would love to do at normal school, but I can't.
I really hope they get some kind of spark or interest of what they want to do in the future. We've worked hard to bring community volunteers in, and we've had volunteers for the last 3 weeks tying all of the fun activities into possible future careers so kids can get an idea of taking their interest into a further career.
For the third year in a row, administrators prepared for the upcoming school year by working together at the Summer Leadership Institute. Here's the story.
Central office and building administrators from around the district gathered at the Norfolk Doubletree for their annual Summer Leadership Institute. This year's 2-day conference focused on growing as leaders and interpreting data. At the start of each day, insightful guest speakers shared their ideas about leadership and improving literacy with the group.
Well, I think leadership is about building and battling. And I think this Leadership Institute does a little bit of both. People were excited to hear the comments by Dr. Birdsong, which really spoke more to the battling piece. And then there was the building piece where we talked about supporting one another and building each other up.
With boot camp as the theme and with the assistance from the team from Focus Schools, administrators worked hard on day one to find ways to become more effective leaders through honest, open dialogue.
We've been talking about leadership and how leadership matters and how it takes all leaders in NPS to make a difference in the lives of children. We've also been talking about going back to this notion of remembering that it's about every student, every day, in every classroom. No exceptions, and we've been learning strategies and tools and learning from one another how to make that happen.
I think it's important to have a unified vision, to make sure that we have a central focus, to make sure that we're doing everything possible, not only for our kids, but for our staff as leaders. Because I think they are so critical, not only the teachers, but the students. But really, we want to make sure we can get everything out of them.
The district-wide preliminary SOL data was presented on day 2, which gave leaders the chance to see where the school system is and talk about what it will take to continue moving forward.
I think the most important thing we can do as district leadership is talk to our peers, whether it be central administration, middle school, high school. You have to be willing to do it, and it's hard work, and a lot of times we're not, but we've been doing a lot of collaboration. We've been looking deep, finally, at data. What's the data say? What are the numbers? We need to know what the numbers are, where the strengths are, which we all appreciate, but where's the opportunity for growth?
At the end of the day, it's all about our children and the difference that we're going to make in the lives of our children. We're talking about strategies, moving forward, growing, trusting one another, being vulnerable. That was the key word for our conference, and it has just really encouraged us to do a better job with our children.
If you have any great story ideas or events happening at your school, please be sure to contact us at npsnews@npsk12.com. Stay tuned for more NPS Now. Welcome back to NPS Now. I have a very special guest with me here today. It is Dionne Mack. She is our Safe School Specialist. She's also responsible for our bullying, suicide, harassment training, prevention, and intervention. It's a lot.
Yes.
But welcome to NPS Now.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you on today. And, you know, NPS is doing great efforts to bring awareness to suicide. And we just recently had a suicide awareness campaign that you were a part of. So this morning, we're going to be talking to you about that on today and the campaign SAFE. So tell us, what is SAFE SAFE?
SAFE is our attempts to address suicide awareness and prevention throughout the district, and it's an acronym that says that with S in SAFE that we want to assure that all our students can secure resources and they are aware of what's going on. And then with the A, we want them to alert and flag an administrator or another trusted adult in their building if they're feeling any type of distress. And F, we want to make sure that our people are able to, again, flag and get that information to the people that they need. And that's just not our students. That's also with our co-workers, our colleagues, other educators in the building. And E, lastly, we want everyone to engage in self-care. This whole thing, this whole campaign is about assuring that everybody is attending to their mental wellness and being as healthy as they can, not just physically, but emotionally as well, because the whole purpose of our campaign is to assure that not only are our students successful academically, but we want them to be successful emotionally as well.
And our communications team partnered with you to create a campaign that I think has just been awesome, that's SAFE, with the acronym SAFE. So how are you promoting this SAFE campaign?
Well, again, with you all's support, the support of media relations, and with the leadership from our department, the Department of Student Support Services, we've done a lot of things that I'm really excited about this year. First, we've had an opportunity to train pretty much everybody throughout the district. We were tasked with assuring that every individual that comes in contact with one of our students, one of our babies as I like to call them, has information and knowledge again about what our risk factors are as it relates to suicide, what our protective factors are even more, those things that keep our children safe. So I want to say we did a pretty good job of reaching everyone. We had an opportunity this summer during pre-service week to train each of our teachers. All of our school counselors have been trained, and they were very, very supportive in helping to provide that training to the teachers during the pre-service week. We have worked with everyone from family engagement specialists, attendance technicians, security officers. Just because of the time constraints, we haven't had an opportunity to do the physical training, but we have made arrangements to reach out to even our transportation folks, which is so important because they have our babies on these buses.
So you're going to do the custodians?
We're going to get with our custodial staff.
Cafeteria?
And our cafeteria. Yes, we've beginning our appointments with that to try to get them scheduled. So we want to assure that anybody that comes across with our babies, that they have an opportunity to receive that training. And it's so vital because it's often not the person who we may assume that our children, because we aren't familiar with the relationship. It's that person, again, like our nutrition staff, who sees that child every day coming through the lines, and you don't know how children are impacted by that smile that they give them.
Or even the custodian when they're walking through the hallways.
Definitely. As a classroom teacher for years, I know that they sometimes are the most vital people in our building. They see everybody, they are building those relationships, and that's what it's all about, the relationship building. And they do a really good job of keeping the eye just not on the building physically, but on our children, their safety, how they're looking, how they're responding, you know, the high fives and everything. A lot of that comes from those folks. That's so important and so vital to what we're trying to do to assure the safety of everyone.
And I think it's important that the concept you're bringing about is safe.
Yes.
You know, suicide awareness for everyone. So all of those individuals are important to the keeping our students safe.
Right.
So you have these posters that have like principals, they have school counselors, they have coaches, they have cafeteria workers. What is the thought process behind that?
Well, that's what you guys really helped me out. I can't take all the credit for it, but I really appreciate the opportunity because that is the thrust, as you're saying. We, again, want all of our students to know that the school environment, this whole culture of wellness that we're trying to create within Norfolk Public Schools is available to happen because of those people that we just shared. And that's why the training and the campaign has been so important in letting everyone know, not just our students, but sometimes our professionals and our colleagues as well, that these folks are able, you need to, again, in that engage in self-care. If you're feeling some distress, it's okay to talk to someone and reach out to them. And we want them to know that they are not there to counsel, they are not there to give any advisement, but those folks have been trained and have the knowledge to know that if they feel something or they're a little concerned, that they can take that that student or refer that student through an administrator to get them to the clinicians that can offer them the appropriate help.
And that's good that the students know how to reach them, but how can students help students be safe?
The same way. The same way. What we talked about too with, alerting an administrator or accessing resources, that we're going to be doing some education. We started the campaign with just letting them know who the folks are in their building that they can reach out to, but we're going to do some education to let our students know what those signs of distress are. And a lot of times it just comes from your conversations with folks when they'll share something, they're feeling a little bit down or they're worried, and you have that feeling in your gut that something might just not be right, and once they get that information and once they have it, to just go ahead and take it and share it with somebody. In the same way they will reach out to an adult, if they feel it about a friend, that they could also reach back and turn to those same people, and I'm concerned about my friend.
Right. And I'm glad those posters will kind of enlighten them with that. But also, how can parents find support for their children?
Through our website. We have established a website, and it's located on the Norfolk Public Schools webpage, and it is SAFE, NPS K-12.
www.npsk12/safe. I remember that.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
So what can they find when they go to that site?
Well, it's a great amount of information. It's being updated. We have new staff within our Department of Student Support Services whose function, and she's been a great asset, is to update that and get information in. We have an educators tab. If educators want to go there and find out information about the risk factors, what are the warning signs, how can they speak to students, or what to look for in students, so they can turn not necessarily counsel or attempt to offer any direct services, but what they should look for so they can in turn put them with the appropriate people in our buildings, the psychologists and the social workers. There's a tab for parents with that same information, what to look for in your children, how to talk to your children. Again, what are the warning signs? We're looking to provide information through updating that tab for our students as well. So it's a great amount of information that we have there. There are links to national sites, local resources. We're just really excited about all the information that is there.
So if a student didn't go to the website, is there like an email address or a phone number if they're feeling unsafe or feel like they need to talk to somebody? What's those resources?
Well, what we're doing on that website and what we've have in all of the posters that are being created and that we're hoping to get into our buildings digitally, that the information will be run continually for children to have access to, is we are including the national website, that information, and they can find that link there.
So it's a national hotline number, and then NPS. Do we have like an email address like SAFE?
Well, the email we just addressed, and also through our bullying contact line at 628-1171. If someone has a concern there, you can definitely leave information, and we can put people once we access that call to get folks heading in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I think this has been a great resource. You were recently focused on Wavy TV 10. They highlighted the suicide awareness campaign. So we just want to get this message out to our parents and our students and our staff members to remind them that it's all of our responsibility to keep our students safe.
Keep our students safe, yes.
Yes. So thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
And we want to thank you for watching NPS Now. It airs weekly on WNPS Channel 47, or you can view us online at www.npsk12.com. If you have any great story ideas or events happening at your school, please be sure to email us at npsnews@npsk12.com. Again, we want to thank you for watching NPS Now.